Good morning, everybody from beautiful Fort Lauderdale. We are here in our hotel room. We are hopping on a cruise this morning, and I just wanted to make a quick video because some things happened yesterday on our flight from Cleveland to Fort Lauderdale that I just wanted to come on and maybe make an informational video. So we usually fly Spirit because Spirit has the cheapest tickets, obviously. But you have to remember when you fly Spirit, there are some things that go along with that cheap base ticket. There are a lot of extra fees and a lot of different rules that Spirit has that other airlines don't have. So as long as you go in knowing what these extra rules are, flying Spirit, you should be fine. When we were flying yesterday, there was one particular customer who was incredibly rude to the desk agents and also to the flight attendants because she didn't educate herself on what these extra rules with Spirit are. So first thing, most importantly, is you are allowed one free personal item on Spirit. This can be your purse, this can be a backpack. You can't have your purse and a backpack. You have to put your purse in the backpack. One personal item is allowed. And this personal item needs to fit in their bag checker. Now, if it doesn't fit in this bag checker, you are going to have to do some rearranging, or you're going to have to pay for a carry-on, or you're going to have to pay to check it. So what I suggest is what I did when I got to the airport is when you drop off your bags, right at the bag check, before you go through security, they always have a bag checker there. And check your personal item, make sure it fits. Because if you don't do that and you get to the gate, and they ask you to check your personal item and it does not fit, you are going to have to pay $99, which is the gate price, to check that bag, which is crazy, which nobody wants to do. But this is what happened to this one particular customer, and I can't believe that the way they talked to the desk people because they neglected to check to make sure their bag fit. There was a lot more that this customer did on this flight. Maybe I'll get into that later. Maybe I'll make a short about it. But anyways, so she had to end up paying $99 to get her bag checked. And then the funny thing is after the whole scene that she made at the desk, I then witnessed quite a few other travelers check their personal items bag and realize that they don't fit either. So a few of them ended up having to pay the gate fee or try to rearrange their bags to somehow make them smaller, throw on every layer of clothing that they could to make sure that it fit in the personal item checker. So my advice to you is, if you are bringing a personal item, check at the bag drop. Check before you go through security, check before you get to the gate, make sure it fits. Also, if you are checking bags, it is cheaper to check a bag with Spirit than it is to pay for a carry-on. So if you can check a bag, I highly suggest checking a bag instead of bringing carry-on because it is cheaper. I'm going to use this as an example. This is our duffel bag that we use as a personal item, and this was about as big as could fit in the personal item checker. This was pretty much at max capacity, but it does fit. One suggestion when you're packing your bag for a personal item is don't go wide. Try to stack in your bag, so it might be higher this way, but it's not wide, because the personal item restrictions are actually quite narrow, but they're taller. So if you can get things taller instead of wider, that's going to help you. But this duffel bag is about the max size for a personal item. Next word of advice, if you are checking a bag, the weight restrictions for Spirit Airline is not 50 pounds like most other airlines are. It is 40 pounds. So make sure when you are packing your checked bag, it is under 40 pounds, or else you will have to pay for an overweight item. So as long as you remember these few things about flying with Spirit, 40-pound limit for your checked bags, one personal item allowed, and the personal item needs to fit in the personal item checker before you head to the gate. Make sure of that. And it is cheaper to check luggage than it is to use a carry-on. Then flying with Spirit is a very good experience. I've never had a bad experience flying with Spirit because I know what to expect when going into it. Also, another thing this person did was They decided when they got on the plane that they were just going to sit themselves in whatever seats they wanted. You have to pay for your seat on Spirit. You have to pay to pick your seat. So people have paid to pick their seats. And these people took it upon themselves to just choose wherever they wanted to sit. And then when the steward kindly asked them to sit in their assigned seat, which instead of sitting in a row together, they were sitting in individual seats separate, but still together, like in the same group, they were very rude to the flight attendant, which I felt really bad for. We were standing actually right behind them, waiting to get to our seat and witnessing the whole thing. And I just couldn't believe the way that they were talking to him. And I thought he handled it very, very well. Then they ended up spilling something on the seat, and the flight attendant tried to get the seatbelt changed because it was saturated with something, and he couldn't. So he actually ended up moving the people who were who were supposed to be assigned to those seats to the exit row where they had more leg room. And then he went and told these customers that they could move back to that row now if they wanted to, because nobody was going to sit there because it was completely saturated. They just decided to stay in the seats that they were supposed to be in. So I was flabbergasted about how they were acting. But anyways, remember, you can't just sit wherever you want in a plane. You have to sit in your assigned seat. So that's my PSA today for flying with Spirit. Again, I've never had an issue with them. I've always had good flights. They've been on time. I know some people say that they've had issues with cancellations and stuff, but I think that's most airlines right now, especially if you're flying out of Toronto. But I've never had an issue. I find the seats comfortable. I don't care that I don't get snacks and stuff on the plane. I bring my own. And yeah, just go into it being informed of everything that goes along with it. So now I'm just waiting for everybody to get ready this morning, and then we are going to head to the cruise port to hop on our cruise. So make sure you guys stay tuned for those videos, which is going to continue right after I finish filming this video. So I'll see you guys in a second.